Our second story is called Mr. Men's Rainy Day, written by the same artists. "It's a disaster," cried Miss Splendid, when she opened her curtains to see it was pouring with rain. The rain was going to spoil her special day out. How was anyone going to have any fun if they were stuck inside all day? It was not going to be splendid day out that she had hoped for. It was going to be a boring day in. Where was the fun in that? And then little Miss Fun arrived. "It's a disaster," cried Miss Splendid. "Nonsense," said Miss Fun. "There are plenty of the fun things to do inside on a rainy day." "Do you really think so?" asked Miss Splendid hopefully. "Better than that, I know so," cried Miss Fun. "Now leave it all to me." Soon all of Miss Splendid's friends started to arrive. Mr. Forgetful had forgotten his umbrella and his Wellingtons, and had filled with water. What a soggy mess! Miss Fun ran round the house in a whirl of organisation, finding things for everyone to do. Mr. Nonsense and Miss Scatterbrain were left to bake a cake in the kitchen. Miss Fun took Miss Star and Miss Giggles up to Miss Splendid's bedroom to play dressing up. Mr. Mischief and Miss Naughty were given board games to play in the hallway. Mr. Forgetful and Miss Somersault found themselves in the living room with cardboard and string and glue to make things, and Miss Fun led Miss Dotty and Mr. Dizzy to the dining room, where she had provided paper and paints for them. "There you go," she said to Miss Splendid. "Everyone has something fun to do." And as the rain continued to fall, everyone did have fun, although not quite in the way that Miss Splendid and Miss Fun had imagined it. Mr. Nonsense and Miss Scatterbrain didn't make one cake. They had made lots and lots of cakes. Lots and lots of crazy, daft cakes. They made a banana and pea cake. Yuck. They made a lemon and sausage cake. And a strawberry and a toothpaste cake. Yuck. And they even made a blueberry, chocolate, pickle, and onion cake. Ugh. None of which were all nice to eat, but fantastic to look at, which is more than could be said for Miss Splendid's kitchen. Making all those crazy daft cakes involved a crazy daft mess. And now my face just turned red. "My beautiful kitchen!" spluttered Miss Splendid. I bet that was a bit funny. And then she heard cries of delight coming from the living room. She ran to see what was going on, but soon wished she hadn't. Mr. Forgetful and Miss Somersault had suspended her very expensive rug from her very valuable chandelier with string and were playing magic carpet rides. And they had glued her antique chairs together to make a ladder to reach the magic carpet. "My glorious rug!" screeched Miss Splendid. And then she heard screams of excitement coming from the hallway. Mr. Mischief and Miss Naughty had got bored of the board games, and were now using the boards like sledges to slide down the stairs and across the hallway, crashing into all her precious vases as they went. Crash, crash, crash. "My precious vases!" gasped Miss Splendid. And then two fantastically dressed figures appeared at the top of the stairs, wherein Miss Splendid's smartest sat and all in feathers. Miss Giggles and Miss Star had been pillow fighting. And then in the dining room door swung open to reveal Mr. Dizzy and Miss Dotty, who had decided to redecorate the walls. Miss Splendid's very splendid dining room looked like the inside of a circus tent. Poor Miss Splendid, but at least all her friends had a good time, which goes to show that there are lots of things you can do to have fun on a rainy day. But there are, of course, some things that you can't do on a rainy day. Out in the garden, sitting in the rain, was Mr. Muddle. Sunbathing. Time for story number 3.